Welcome guys to this YouTube channel, Automation Gizmo. In this tutorial, we'll be looking at Siemens Tier Porter, the basic. Siemens Tier Porter is a software by Siemens to program their PLCs. It's their latest software for programming PLC. And in this tutorial, we'll be looking at the walkthrough. It's the first tutorial in this playlist where we'll be training on Siemens. Before we continue, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. So the first thing we want to do is create a new project. Call it Siemens tutorial basic, and click on create. So this is Tier Porter, and this is the version 16 that I'm using for this tutorial. It's loading, takes a bit of time, but alright. So when you create a new project, this is the window you see. You see configure a device, write PLC program, configure technology objects, configure an HMI screen, open the project view. From here you could just configure a device and you can click on write basic project. So the first thing we want to do is configure a device. So configure a PLC device, and here you click on add new device. Where it's going to show you a list of the controllers, the S7-1200, S7-1500, semantic drive controllers, S7-300, and the likes. Also, you can also add an HMI device for display, and you see the different versions of the HMIs: basic panel, comfort panel, and the mobile panel. Also PC systems for industrial applications like a SCADA. So yeah, we're focusing on creating a new device. We're going to create a Siemens 1500 device. I'm just going to click the first one, 1511, 1 p.m. and just click the last one, and then we're going to give the PLC a name. We'll call it training PLC, and then you see the article number, which is the part number of the Siemens device, and the version. So yeah, it's the firmware version of your controller. So you just leave all this and just click on add. Take a little bit of time because some Tier Porter is quite an every laptop, every software. Okay, so this opens up the window of Siemens Tier Porter, and here we're just gonna go through what each of these windows, what they mean. So the first thing here you have is on the top left corner, you have a project, and if you click on project, this is where you create a new project. So you have new, you open an existing project, you can migrate a project, say from the lower controllers S7-300, S7-400 to the newer controllers. You can close the project, you can delete the project, you can save the project. Save as is saving the project with a new name, and you can archive the project to send to somewhere else. So the next is edit. So in edit you can copy, you can paste, a little bit of Word versioning like Microsoft Word, just the way the tabs are arranged. You can find and replace, you can compile a project, and then you can find the properties of a project. If I click on properties, you just see the properties of the PLC. So you see the properties of the PLC. The next thing is view. In view, you can click on or click. So for example, project tree is highlighted. This is project tree. In view, I can arrange my tier portal view. If I remove project tree, you see it goes. So I bring it back. I have overview. Overview is it's this. So this is the overview of the project. And then I have tax card, and then details view. Details view, it's down here. It gives you details on your blocks. Reference project. So reference project is opening in another tier portal project file here, so you can do a little bit of compare. So you have a new project, you have another project you want to compare with, or just drag some blocks from. You can open it on that reference project. We're going to treat reference projects in another tutorial. And then you have insert. In insert, oh, there's nothing coming out in insert, so just inserting something. So in online, this is where you go online with your PLC. You can go online, you can simulate, you can download to the PLC device, you can back up from the device, you can do a hardware detection. Hardware detection is all about detecting the hardware. If you don't know the part numbers of the hardware, you could just use hardware detection. Then accessible device shows you all the devices in your network. You can start the PLC, you can stop the PLC. In options, yeah, you see settings where you could set how you want your tier portal to look. Default mode, when it starts, what does it start with? Most recent view or portal view. Just a little bit of more of configuration of the systems. You can assign IP address, temporary, PLC programming. It's all going to look like in each of the language, the networks. So just a whole lot of settings that you could play around with. Yeah, and then help shows you service and support. So service and support in the internet, service and support in tier portal. Say you want to know more about a particular instruction or a particular settings, you can click on service and support. And installed software just shows you the software that you have installed. For example, if I click on installed software, it says I have totally integrated automation portal version 16 installed, step 7 professional version 60, and Win 60 advanced. Win 60 is the HMI design software for Siemens. So I have this installed. So installed software gives a list of all the installed softwares for this particular version. And below the project menus, you have these are just shortcut: new projects, open projects, save projects, print. You can print, you can cut, you can undo, redo, compile. I mean, I use a lot of these shortcuts: compile, download, upload. Then you can start your PLC sim. That's starting simulation. If you're programming and you want to simulate, you click on start simulation, and then you can go online. Go online means just going online with your controller, where you can see what the controller is saying. So that's go online. And this is a shortcut for starting the CPU and stopping the CPU. Also, this is splitting windows, so I can decide to split my windows horizontally, and I can for example open something else, and it just opens underneath. Yeah, so this is splitting, and I can decide to split it vertically. So you could use this to split windows and all. Right, then in the project tree we have adding a new device, which we did at the onset of this tutorial where we added a new device, and then this is our PLC device. Train PLC CPU 1511-1PN. Here you have device configuration, online diagnostics, program blocks. This is where you do the PLC programming. So this is where you program your PLC. Technological objects are like your PID. So those technology objects, they fall into display. PLC tags are the tags in your controller. So what are the tags in your controller? Say for example a pressure transmitter tag, a temperature transmitter tag, a volume tag. So this is where you can see all the tags you use in your controller. Data type, this is where you can create a new data type, just like the way you have boolean, you have integer. So in data types you can create arrays of data, you can create your own data type. Yeah, so this is watch and force table. Watch and force table is where you can monitor tags, you can edit tags. So that's watch and force table. So this is basically all you're gonna need. At this side you have a hardware catalog. So hardware catalog is where you add your hardware devices. For example, your inputs, your outputs, your digital input, analog outputs, your communication modules, so your power supply, your CPU. So there are lots of hardwares that you can add to your rack. So there are a lot of hardwares you can add to this. And we have online tools. When you're online with the PLC, you have tags, you have libraries where you can import a library or you export the library. And then right here in the middle you have topology view. So if I click on topology view, it shows me just the topology, like a layout of my network, how it's all the devices in my network. So right now I have just one PLC. So if I have multiple PLC, I'm just going to see them all here in the topology. It's a graphical representation of my layouts. In network view, almost like the topology view, but in network view I can see how my devices are connected, how they're interconnected, the IP addresses, the Profibus connections, the nodes. So I can see all my devices connected in network view. Then in device view, it's opening a particular device. So right here now I have just one device. I have just one device selected. So I can only click on this device. So if I have multiple devices, when I click here, I'll see all my devices listed, and I can go into open each of my devices. So yeah, I have just one device selected, which is our training PLC. And at the right, just drag out this arrow, you see your device. So this is training PLC. I have a Profinet interface, which is this is my Profinet interface, 2 ports, port 1, port 2. The addresses, by the time we start adding IOs, you're gonna see the I address and the Q address. We'll get into that in subsequent tutorials, article numbers and all. So this is pretty much how TIA Portal looks. If I click on program blocks and open main, so this is my programming window where I can do my actual PLC programming. At the right I see basic instructions. So these are my instruction sets. Just all of them. These are extended instructions, these are technology instructions, these are communication instructions, and what have you. So this is just a walkthrough of Tia Porter. In subsequent tutorials, we're just gonna go into one of these individual instructions, how to create IP addresses, how to configure your hardwares, how to start programming in essence. So always remember to save your project such that you don't have to start from scratch, and you don't have to do everything else. So if you decide to save your progress in case of shutdown, you can only just pick up from where you started. So this is Siemens Tier Portal. This is the window. This is how it looks. This is how it is, and this is what you're going to be playing with for the rest of this tutorial.